Hi, today we will learn Dutch or Netherlands about time signal, and some of you will think that it's already learned in the previous video, but it's not comprehensive, so I cannot try to put about comprehensive one or a bit full one in this video. So sorry if I repeat some part, because when you have to learn language, I don't know, I just cannot skip some part because it's kind of useful or it's needed. So I'm sorry before I continue this one. Let's start it. This one I will repeat in the fast mode because I already learned about it. This in the previous video. Second, seconde, if more than one. Seconds, seconden. Minute, minuut. Minutes, minuten. Day, dag. Days, dagen. Week, week. Weeks, weken. Month, maand. Months, maanden. There's exception for hour and year because hour is uur, year is jaar, and when we have to say hours or years, we say it with uur and we say it with jaar. So in English, hour and hours, year and years, but in Dutch, uur and uur, jaar and jaar. So it's 5 with uur or jaar. So when we have to use the uren and jaren, we will use the uren or jaren when we have to say like it happens for years, it happens for hours. That years and that hours, we use the uren and jaren. But when we have to say 5 hours, 5 years, 5 hours, 5 years, we use the uur, we use the jaar. This one is for month. August, we say it Augustus. Friday, vrijdag. Vrij is free. Dag, day. So Friday is free day. Vrijdag. We see here, if you write month or day, you put with small letter or subcase or lowercase or small letter instead of capital or uppercase. Yeah. That's the rule. And this is interesting. If we want to say number, 1 is 1. So you have to put the 2e with this symbol, or what is it? Sign or something like that. We read this as 1. 1, 1. But when we have to say one of something or something, the one or the itself, instead of 1, it's an. An and then something. So this is 1, this is an. There's no difference for the other numbers, like 2, 2 of something, 2, blah blah blah. 7, 7 of something, 7, blah blah blah. In English, we have word once. That once is translated in Dutch become eens. Eens. But when we have to say one time, the time itself comes with maal or keer. So when you have to say once, you say it with eens, or this one also eens. But you can also use one time with maal or keer as the time. When you have to put maal, we put it together with the number, so it becomes one word. But when we have to say with keer as time, we put the space here, so it becomes 2 words. We see here, one time, eenmaal. Even though we read this one as een and this one een, but this one we read it or we say it as eenmaal. For this one or one time, there's two ways which have different meaning or something like that. You have één keer. Één keer itself, it means one time, but we have een keer. It's a bit, I don't know, when I learn about this from my friends, my Dutch friends, it's about één keer. It's like you are sure it's one time, één keer. But when you say it with een keer, it means one or probably two times. So it's not, you're not sure it's one or two times, but you're sure at least one. But if you are really sure it's only one time, you say it één keer. If you are really sure, één keer. But if you think like, I think one time or two times in small number like that, you say it een keer. It's kind of like at least one or two times. Yeah, that's the difference between them. Two times we don't have twice in Dutch or Netherlands, so we have to say it with two times. And these two times you can use with maal or you can use with keer. Same with 7 times also, maal or keer. Twee maal, twee keer, 7 maal, 7 keer. Yeah. Now we will go to this time signal, present time. When we have to say now, it is nu. Nu. Or we can also say it with op dit moment. At this moment. At this time, at this hour, at this, at this moment, at this time. Op dit moment. And we have currently, you can say it with momenteel, nowadays, is tegenwoordig. And this one, when we have to say this morning, in English we say it with two words, this morning, but in Dutch or Netherlands, same like with this time here, it becomes suffix here, one word. This fun, it becomes prefix, because when we have to say this morning, this is the morning, but we say it becomes one word, vanochtend, this morning. When you have to say this something, for example, this month, you say the this with deze, and then you put the month, maan, deze maan. Don't forget, this one has, what is it? Space. Why I forget about it? Space here. Yeah. There's exception for year. When you have to say this year, instead of using deze, you use the dit. Exception for this one. For others, you use deze when you have to say this, but for jaar, you use dit. Dit jaar. This year. This one is the het and the, when you have to say this and that. For het words and for the words, we have dit, that, deze, and die. Yeah, we already learned about that in the previous video. So yeah, today is vandaag. One word. We see even though this day is dag, but to say it or to write it today, we say it with, or we write it vandaag, 2 A's here, with the dag. Yeah. We will do the habit or yeah, habit. Activity that you do all the time or most of the time is like routine. Sometimes, soms. Every now and then, af and to. Af and to. We skip this one, we go to this one first. Every something, the every is elke. And then you put something. Elke dag, every day. If you want to say every blah blah blah, the number, days. So let's say 2, every 2 days. Elke 2 dagen. Dagen. We go to this part. Most of words, when we have to say every, we say it with elke, but there's exception for year and hour. Instead of saying it with elke, we say it with elk for every. It becomes elk jaar or elk uur. But when it's not every year, it's not every hour, it's like every blah blah blah, it's like numbers, like this one, 5. Every 5 years, every 5 years, every 5 hours. The every itself, instead of elk, it becomes elke. Elke 5, every 5. This one, don't forget about this one. When we put number more than 1 here, the day, it becomes days, in this case dagen. But for year and hour, the years and the hours, it's still in singular formation. Uur, jaar. Yeah? Elke 5 jaar, elke 5 uur. Yeah. And this one, if you want to put every times per something or every times per something, you put the number here. And this is the maal time, keer time, but this one together, it becomes one word. This one, don't forget, you put the space here. And then per is for every. And then don't forget space. If you want to say 2 times per week, 2 maal per week. But if you want to say like 2 times per 2 weeks, of course you put this is 2 and this is the times. You can use maal or keer. Per, this is 2. Don't forget the weeks, weken. Often, vaak, always, altijd. Seldom or rarely, zelden, never, nooit. Now we will go to the past first, or the previous time already happened. Again, when we have to say about once, is eens, or one time. If you're sure about it happens one time. Een maal, or een keer. But you can also say it with een keer. Een keer is like at least one time or probably 1 or 2 times. So you say it with een keer instead of een keer. Because een keer, you're really sure it's een. Yeah. 2 times, 2 maal or 2 keer. Several other times, several number, the other numbers, you put the number here, of course, and then you put the time, keer or maal. Yesterday, gisteren. Yesterday, something or last something, like last month or last week. The last itself is afgelopen. And then don't forget you put here the words which one you like to use here. Afgelopen. Lopen is from walking. Af is already past, so it's like already past. It's already walking past. Afgelopen, something. Afgelopen month, last month, past, already past. Afgelopen week, the week that already passed. Or we can also say like the last with vorige. Like this one, vorige maand, it means last month. Sorry if I'm kind of not so something, because here I'm not I kind of speeding up with the sunlight or the light outside. I haven't bought the light. I kind of will buy the light, so, but I'm not sure, not yet. So I kind of do it a bit quick, fast, because it's gonna will be dark soon. Oh my goodness, I haven't even make another videos. Oh, vorige maand is last month. Vorige, last. But don't forget, there's exception for year. Instead of saying it with vorige, we say it with vorig when we have to say last year. Vorig jaar. When we have to say yesterday evening, evening is avond. This yesterday, it becomes prefix because this one becomes one word. Yesterday evening, yesterday afternoon, avond. Gisteravond. Okay, now we will learn about, so if like yesterday morning, you put the morning, ochtend, one word, gisterochtend, yesterday morning. I'm a bit distracted with the lighting here. Oh my, yeah. If we want to say several days ago, we say the several days with an paar. An is paar is pair or pairs, paar, pair, a pair. Together, two words, and paar, it becomes several. Days, dagen. Ago, geleden. Several days ago, een paar dagen geleden. And if you want to say several years ago, several hours ago, of course, it comes with jaar, it comes with uur instead of jaren and uren, because these two use for, it happens for years, happens for hours. That way we use this one. But for this one we use jaar and uur. And if you want to say like number days ago, of course we will not use the paar. You just put the number here. Let's say 2 days ago. We say 2 dagen geleden. Yeah, you can change the dagen into weken or what else? Minuten. Yeah. Now we will go to the future one. Future. Tomorrow is morgen. Next, something. Volgende, something. You put the any from here. Next is volgende. But exception again for year, like this one. Instead of saying the next with volgende, we say it with volgen. Volgen, jaar, next year. And in Dutch or Netherlands, we have word for the day after tomorrow, but it's in one word, even though it's originally from 2 words, but it's one word. The day after tomorrow is overmorgen, one word, even though it's from morgen, tomorrow, over, past, over, but it's one word, overmorgen. When we have to say in an hour, in a minute, in, or, yeah, we say it with over een uur, in an hour, over een minuut, 1 minute, or 1 minute from now. When we have to say it, it's not one, more than one. Let's say this one, 5. For minutes, of course, we use minuten, but again, exception for hour and year, even though this is 5, more than one, we say it with uur or jaar. Over 5 uur, over 5 jaar. You can change the number, of course, or which one you like from here, but don't forget the exception for this one. Last part, when we have to say in several years, in several hours, or several years from now, several hours from now, several minutes from now, next several minutes. The several, of course, we use the een paar, but as we know, several, een paar, is more than one. So the minutes is minuten, but again, exception for hour and year. Even though it's several, it's more than one, you use the uur and jaar. Over een paar uur, over een paar jaar, over een paar minuten. Yeah. Thank you.